Aha! I got you now. You thought I wouldn't notice. Well, that's where you're wrong. Now that I've got your attention, welcome to another one of my strange videos. Today we're going to be looking at the top 5 most satisfying ultimates to use in ESO. There's a lot of ultimates, can I say, there's ultimates in this game, and sometimes they feel good to use, sometimes they don't feel good to use, sometimes you have to use an ultimate, other times you use an ultimate because you think it would be cool and it feels good to use that ultimate. We're going to be going over the most satisfying ultimates to use, and this is in my opinion. If you got your own list, feel free to put it in the comments below, but without further ado, let's look at how to become satisfied while playing ESO. Quick honorable mention, real quick, we have Tomater.
As you guys can see,
in the number 5 spot, we have Dawnbreaker. Now, you may be wondering why Dawnbreaker is even on this list. Because it doesn't work half the time. Half the time you use it, it just phases right through the person you're trying to hit with it. But think about the other times where it does land and how good it feels to land this ultimate. Normally, you're going to be using this either to open up a big fat combo on a group of enemies, or you're using this to close out a fight. And when you smash that thing into the ground and you see that giant flashbang flash your opponent and they're stunned on the ground, you have so many options of how you would like to end that encounter. And just think about how satisfying it is to rush into a fight, to pull out a giant glowing sword and then just smash it into the ground and into your enemies' faces, and then they're all over the floor, and then you follow it up with an amazing combo and then you just nuke everybody. That is why it is in the number 5 spot.
look, he killed me with a stun.
In the number 4 spot, we have Soul Shred, and specifically its Morph Soul Tether. Okay, this is the Nightblade ultimate from the Siphoning skill line, and this thing is very fun to use. It is very satisfying to get it to go off when you need it, and it can save you a lot of the time. Half of the time it's going to get you killed because just like Dawnbreaker, it doesn't work. It just simply doesn't cast. You know, the little ability does the little pop thing, but it doesn't go off. And I will never understand why this game still does not function, but when it does go off, it can be very, very satisfying. I mean, it is a very nice ultimate. That is why it is in the number 4 spot.
Can't use a stun. Yeah, look, guys, look.
In the number 3 spot, we have Meteor. Okay, so why is this here? Have you ever used Meteor before? Okay, I know some of you probably haven't because you have to actually grind for like 7 or 8 hours straight and go find a bunch of little small books around Tamriel, but when you do get it, just the sound effects, the design of how the ultimate works, and then the impact. It's just, Have you ever seen this meteor fly into the map from far away? You know the power. And you just feel when you see this thing slam into an opponent on the battlefield. It just feels so good. So very nice. It is very satisfying to hear that. Then you hear the, you know, and it's just, you feel the power of this ultimate. It is a little expensive, but it's worth it for that satisfaction and the power. Because if you don't block this thing, it's game over. That is why it is in the number 3 spot.
Hey, disconnected.
In the number 2 spot, we have Dragon Leap. Either morph you want to take, okay? Ferocious Leap or, you know, take flight. Pick your poison. I had a tough time deciding between this one and number 1, but you know how satisfying it is to use Dragon Leap when it works. Again, another ultimate that doesn't work, but when it does, it is so much fun. You can use this to get into fights, survive while you're in a fight, maybe get out of a fight if you're leaping on someone who's running away from you, but just a lot of fun to use this ultimate, and it is very satisfying to just okay, and then just leap on them. Very nice. Feels so very good. Okay, and if you've never used this ultimate before, you're missing out, because this ultimate is one of the reasons why a lot of people like to play Dragonite, because the ultimates on Dragonite are pretty insane, and no, corrosive armor is not a number 1, because it's not very satisfying to use. You use that if you have to, but that is why Dragon Leap is in the number 2 spot.
Give me the viewing because I have that reason. They kill me with a stun
and in the number 1 spot. You want to take a guess? You want to take a guess? I'll wait. I don't know what you said, but if you said Deathstroke or Incapacitating Strike or Soul Harvest, you get cookies or something. I don't know. Have you ever used this ultimate before? Do you know how this ultimate feels to use? You get it so fast that, you know, it's just like... It's like a little dopamine rush every time this thing goes off. You just... just feels so good. You can follow up with so many hard-hitting abilities after this, because every ability and attack that hits the enemy after this is cast on them for 6 seconds is going to do 20% more damage, and that alone is very satisfying. But when you're using the ultimate and you're channeling that thing and it hits, you just feel like you've removed a hairline off of that enemy, and that stuff ain't gonna grow back. This ultimate feels amazing to use, and I love using this ultimate. I mean, it is like, when you think of Nightblade, it's one of the abilities that you think of is this ultimate, just like Leap. But this signature ability just is fast, it can be cancelled, and it feels so good to use. That is why it is in the #1 spot. But yeah, that is my top 5 most satisfying ultimates to use in ESO. I know it's a strange video to make, top 5 most satisfying ultimates to use in ESO. Who would make something like that? I would, because it's fun, okay? I enjoy making these top 5s. They're not difficult to make, and, you know, we can all kind of relate to how this feels, and, you know, just giving you something that you can just say, yes, I agree, or no, I don't agree. And that's why I said feel free to put your own top 5 best ultimates, most satisfying to use ultimates in the description. And if you have an idea for a top 5 of your own, go ahead and leave that in there as well, because like I said, I want to make more of these, and I can get these out relatively, you know, at a reasonable pace as well. So, you know, these are videos that I can make quite a few of, and I can make these really entertaining because I can pack a lot into a small project like this. So, yeah. Honorable mention, shout out to my boy Tom. And yeah, have a good night.